Despite boasting several unspoiled areas, 8 Points is not a place for a worshipper of Sigma. But the Stormcast Eternals of the Sacrosanct Chambers are an exception. They venture wherever their duty calls them, and their duty is to hunt Lightning Gheists, runaway Stormcast souls from failed reforging rituals. A Knight Incantor Polatia Stormside leads a small group of warriors in search of such creature. Despite being a loyal servant, Polatia has a personal stake in this mission, since the escaped Gheist is her former master and mentor that died in battle. The group was able to track the creature and found an unused underground passage. However, they could not shake the feeling of being followed. After a brief reconnaissance, the Castigators were able to find out that the pursuers were none other than the undead creatures of the Nighthaunt, and they were led by a powerful being that was rather adamant in its pursuit. From the description, Polatia concluded that they were being chased by Lady Gallows, a high-ranking executioner of the forces of Nagash. Why here and now? Polatia felt some sort of connection to Lady Gallows, but couldn't quite place it. It was clear that the Nighthaunt wouldn't let up, so it was time to prepare a trap. What's up everybody, I am Xerxes, you're in my war room, and today we return to the world of Age of Sigma Warcry. Today, a small elite force of Stormcast Eternals Sacrosanct Chamber will face off against the forces of the Nighthaunt. As per usual, all the details are in the description below the video. Stormcast decide to occupy the southern part of the battlefield. Polatia, accompanied by one of the Castigators, sets up between a rock and a fallen tree in the southeastern corner of the area. 2 evocators enter the battlefield on the other side of the rock, close to the old fountain. The remaining Castigator stays hidden, waiting for the right moment to strike. Lady Gallows and one of her Guardian Reapers enter from the north on one side of the underground passage. Dreadwarden and his small retinue of Chainrasps appear on the other side of the passage. 1 Reaper and 1 Chainrasp are left behind by the overly eager Executioner and will have to catch up. Upon seeing Polatia, Lady Gallows' face contorts in a caricature of a smile. The Executioner is visibly excited. As if on cue, the whole area comes to life. Dozens of ghostly hands of the restless dead appear from rocks and walls, trying to claw at everything within their reach. The Insidious Malignants twist card causes all terrain features to become dangerous terrain. Whoever gets within 1 inch suffers 3 points of damage on a roll of 1 on a single dice. Due to the fact that my battlefields are denser than usual, only rocks and structures are subject to this rule. At this point, it is clear to both leaders. Should one of them fall, their warband loses the encounter. Two Castigators and their ranged weapons give the Stormcast a big advantage, but one of them is off the battlefield at the moment. Can the Nighthaunt do anything before he comes in round 3 and shoots the Executioner in the back? Both warbands roll for initiative. Stormcasts get double 2s and 4 singles. They decide to use their wild dice to turn a single 6 into double 6. The Nighthaunt get triple 1s and 3 singles. They decide to save their wild dice for now. After a roll-off, the Nighthaunt sees the initiative and can move first. In an attempt to shut down the Castigator as quickly as possible, one of the bodyguard Reapers glides across the battlefield to engage their foe. Seeing through this plan, Polatia moves back a bit and fires an arcane bolt at the Reaper. Needing 5s to hit, she rolls 2 dice. Unfortunately, the spell gets caught in the wall of ghostly hands emerging from the rock, and it doesn't reach its target. To secure the right flank, Dreadwarden orders one of the Chainrasps to block the path of the two evocators. The Castigator quickly disengages and jumps over the log. Seizing the opportunity, he aims his crossbow at Lady Gallows. Needing 5s to hit due to cover, he rolls 3 dice. Thunderhard bolt reaches its mark and explodes in Lady Gallows' veiled face, dealing 8 points of damage. A quick reminder that Castigators are a force not to be trifled with. They have to be tackled head-on. Second Chainrasp fulfills the Warden's bidding and blocks the path of evocators. It gets a bit too close to the fountain, but the ghostly hands do not reach it. Having no other choice, one of the evocators decides to force his way through the Chainrasps and engages both of them. Needing 3s to hit, he rolls 4 dice in an attempt to destroy one of the skeletons. But the ever-present ghostly arms slow down his swing and he deals only 4 points of damage. Furious, he decides to activate double 6s to call Celestial Lightning. But that also is ineffective and deals only 2 points of damage. The Chainrasp is still standing. The third Chainrasp closes in to tie down the evocators even further. The second evocator approaches the wounded Chainrasp and performs a quick thrust. Needing 3s to hit, he rolls 4 dice and deals 6 points of damage. His blade cuts through the jawbone and the vertebrae, separating Chainrasp's head from the rest of the body. At the same time, a particularly nasty ethereal talon hits him in the head, but it rebounds off of his helmet. Dreadwarden glides gracefully past the evocators in order to reach Polatia next turn. Being the last one to move, Lady Gallows decides that it's useless to hide and charges the Castigator that shot her. Using triple wands, she brings back the fallen Chainrasp behind the Castigator's back. Nighthaunt decided to tackle the problem head-on and put a lot of pressure on Polatia and the Castigator, and successfully separated them from the two evocators. Will the Stormcasts weather the storm until the reinforcements arrive turn 3, or will they be cut down? Both warbands roll for initiative. The Nighthaunt get double 5s, triple 2s, and only 1 single. That's why they use both of the wild dice to improve their pool of singles. Stormcasts roll triple 3s and 3 singles. They use the wild dice to add to the singles and therefore secure the right to the first strike. The Castigator decides to stay engaged and strikes Lady Gallows. Needing 5s to hit, he rolls 3 dice. First attack deals 1 point of damage, second one misses completely. Castigator is like fish out of the water. Wanting to immediately exact her revenge, Lady Gallows strikes the Castigator. She uses double 5s and activates the beheading strike. Needing 4s to hit, she rolls 2 dice. First attack fails to reach the head and deals only 3 points of damage. Second swing is more successful. Lady Gallows sinks her axe in the Castigator's chest, dealing 9 points of damage. Polatia supports the Castigator by attacking the Grimghast with her arcane bolt. Needing 5s to hit, she rolls 2 dice. First bolt reaches the Reaper, dealing 3 points of damage. Second bolt is caught by a stray ghostly arm and deals no damage to the target. Being completely underestimated, the Chainrasp strikes the Castigator from behind. Needing 5s to hit, it rolls 3 dice. Both attacks reach gaps in Stormcast armor and the Castigator receives 6 points of damage in total. Hearing the Castigator's cry of pain, the Evocator approaches the Dreadwarden to carve the path to his brother-in-arms. Needing 3s to hit, he rolls 4 dice and performs a well-trained thrust that deals 8 points of damage. He decides to use triple as a double to call the lightning again, but with no success. Evidently, Shiishin magic prevents the Stormcast from using their powers. Grimghast Reaper approaches the wounded Castigator silently and drops his scythe on his enemy's head. Needing 5s to hit, it rolls 3 dice. The scythe sinks deep into the Castigator's skull, dealing 5 points of damage. In a flash of lightning, his soul is returned to the realm of Azir. Second Evocator swings at the Chainrasp before him. Needing 3s to hit, he rolls 4 dice, and dealing 8 points of damage, he splits the undead in half, and then he approaches the Dreadwarden. Dreadwarden fearlessly attacks one of the Evocators. Needing 5s to hit, he rolls 3 dice. Both swings rebound off the golden armor with a loud clang and deal no damage. Using the remaining triple 3s, he summons a Chainrasp. The last Chainrasp approaches one of the Evocators and attempts to strike him in the back. Needing 5s to hit, it rolls 3 dice and barely scratches the Stormcast, dealing only 1 point of damage. The newly summoned Chainrasp approaches Polatia and attempts to sneak in a quick stab. Needing 5s to hit, it rolls 3 dice and manages to lightly wound her for 2 points of damage. Reinforcements arrive. 1 Grimghast and 1 Chainrasp appear behind the Evocator's back. Second Castigator sneaks into a grove and aims at Lady Gallows, waiting for the right moment. Stormcasts have their Castigator in place, but the way to Polatia is open. Will the Knight Incantor succumb to the Executioner's axe, or will her plan work? Both warbands roll for initiative. Stormcasts get triple 5s, double 3s, and only 1 single. The Nighthaunt get a quad of 5s and 2 points of initiative. Both warbands add their wild dice to initiative, so the Nighthaunt get the first move. The time to strike is now. Lady Gallows uses the quad and activates the Rampage ability. She approaches Polatia and unleashes a wild flurry of attacks. Needing 4s to hit, she rolls 2 dice. First swing hits Polatia square in the chest, dealing 6 points of damage. Second one is blocked completely with a stave, and the third one hits her in the arm, dealing 3 points of damage. Lady Gallows lost control, and her hits were wild, but oddly very easy to read. It felt very familiar to Polatia. The Castigator aims his crossbow at Lady Gallows. Needing 5s to hit due to cover, he rolls 3 dice. First bolt explodes near the Executioner, singeing her for 2 points of damage. Second one is more accurate and she's hit in the back for 6 points of damage. After surviving 2 attacks from the Chainrasp that were so pathetic that even my camera forgot to record them, Polatia attacks Lady Gallows with her stave. Needing 5s to hit, she rolls 3 dice. First thrust hits the Executioner for 4 damage, knocking out her weapon. And with the second attack, Polatia deals 6 points of damage, cracking the Lady Gallows' skull in half. The Executioner shrieks loudly and starts thrashing around. Suddenly, half a dozen long ethereal arms grab her and violently pull her underground. All goes quiet. The plan has worked, the trap is sprung, and the enemy leader is no more. Palatia won the battle, but at the heavy cost of one of her battle brothers. And that concludes today's battle report. A big thank you for watching and sticking to the end. If you're interested in other things that I do on the channel, the links are on the screen right now. So, that's it for today. Don't forget to lightning strike that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.